Hi, my name is Lisa Gillian, and I'm with the University of Kansas Center for Russian, East European, and Eurasian Studies. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the programs and the great opportunities that we offer. First of all, the University of Kansas offers 40 different languages that a student may study at various levels, and many of those languages are to an intermediate or advanced level. Today, I'll talk more specifically about the region of Russia, Eastern Europe, and Eurasia, which is a diverse region, both in cultures, languages, histories, politics. And that region is a place where there are many things going on in the world right now. Recently, I don't know if you've followed the protests in Belarus that have been going on for 9 weeks, trying to get a change in leadership there. And it's been in the front and center part of the news recently. And so it's a dynamic place, and having a knowledge of some of these languages and cultures and histories is really important. There's a demand for professionals that have the ability to communicate with different people and governments from other lands. And many of our alumni go on to work in government, nonprofit, both the public and private sector, business, military, intelligence community, humanitarian and international development work. And so if any of those fields interest you, even cybersecurity too, for example, knowledge of Russian would be really helpful in cybersecurity. A little bit about our programs. We offer, so our center is a national resource center, which means we receive funds from the government to train students to become professionals that know these languages and know about these regions. So going back to that demand in a global economy, we offer a bachelor's degree and a minor, so a major and a minor in Russian, East European, and Eurasian Studies. And our degree is interdisciplinary, which means you can take classes in a variety of disciplines. It's really fun to be able to take classes from the departments of history, political science, Slavic and Eurasian languages and literatures, anthropology, economics, Jewish studies, and so forth. There's about 12 different departments that students can take classes from, and we have over 35 faculty members that teach the language, that teach about the region. Russian is offered up to an advanced level. We offer many East European languages, such as Slovene, Czech, Ukrainian, Bosnian, Croatian, Serbian, probably forgetting one or two. Polish, of course, and Czech. And there are scholarships also to help students offset the cost of tuition. So there's the CREES Russian Language Scholarship to take Russian, and that is up to $1,750. There's the Yarosevich Scholarship in Ukrainian Studies to take Ukrainian language, either during the academic year or at the summer study abroad program in Lviv, Ukraine. There's also study abroad programs to Slovenia, Czech Republic, Croatia, Kazakhstan, and Russia. So many great opportunities. And we also have, so the difference between a major and a minor would be, of course, that most of your coursework would be studying on a region. And it's not at all unusual. Many students do a double major. And so they might do a double major with business, political science. One student did biochemistry, film studies. It just depends on what you're interested in. And we also have a minor. So let's say you're doing a major in business and you want to add that international focus, you could do a minor. Or maybe you're in journalism and you want to add a minor. Because, for example, with journalism, there's been a lot in the news about fake news, and that was a big deal about 2 years ago. So many different ways you can create your academic program, we are a very flexible program. So we try to work with students' interests and guide them so that when they graduate, they have some experience with maybe having had an internship or some time overseas, good language proficiency, so that they'll be ready for the next step after graduation, whether that be graduate school or whether that be going right into the job market. So that's a little bit about our program. And if you had any more questions, we are very quick to respond to your email within a day or two. Our email address is crees@ku.edu. So that would be CREES@ku.edu. So
It sounds like you have such an exciting program over there.
yeah, it's a big program. It's one of the strongest programs for this region
Mhm.
in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome.
there's only about 18 universities that are like that are national resource centers in the United States.
I see.
So
So, could you talk a bit about some of the study abroad opportunities that students might have through the program?
sure, I'll talk in more specifics.
Mhm.
So if you're interested in going to Russia, we have a partnership with the Higher School of Economics in Moscow.
Mhm.
And that's a really neat place to study. From there, you can go on trips to other places. You meet lots of different people. It's just really, it's the capital. And so a lot of historical significance, a lot of neat places to visit. And that's a semester-long program. In Ukraine, you can use that Yarosevich scholarship up to $3,000 to study during the summer in Lviv, Ukraine. And that's really neat. That city is in Western Ukraine, and it's kind of, it has some connections to Russia, but also Western Europe, because Ukraine is trying to join the European Union. And so it's a beautiful city. It will remind you kind of Western Europe, but it is Eastern Europe. So amazing place. And the director of that program is one of our faculty members, and she's from Lviv and has taken students for quite a few numbers of years. So, and then we have a program to Slovenia. It's a semester-long program. Talk about a beautiful place. Slovenia is incredible, and it's very successful economically. So there's also a 10-day program to Slovenia through the School of Business, where you would get to actually meet small business owners and learn about their entrepreneurship. It's a really neat program. There's internships to the Czech Republic, and then there's also opportunities to go for a semester or during the summer. And I lived in the Czech Republic and learned Czech, and so Czech Republic is close to my heart. I guess they also call Czech Republic Czechia. So, and the way that you say hi is ahoy. And so it's a really fun place, neat people, and talk about a lot of castles, over probably thousands of castles. And then let's see, another study abroad program we have is to Zadar, Croatia. And if you look up pictures, that's right on the coast. Talk about a beautiful place to study. And that's that area of former Yugoslavia has a very rich history, very diverse, ethnically, culturally. So there's just many ideas, just depends on a student's interest. But you can take a couple years of language before you go on the study abroad program so that your experience is even more rich and fulfilling. But if you're not that interested in language study, you could do a shorter term program. Like, for example, there's the School of Music. We have a Czech professor there who does like a 10-day study abroad, maybe 10 days to 14 days. And you can go to Prague in the Czech Republic, and you can go to Vienna, Austria. Sounds really cool.
That all sounds really
Yeah, and
wonderful.
Kazakhstan. I forgot. There's a new study abroad program to Kazakhstan. And if I was a student, I think I might go. I've met so many people from Central Asia, and they are so warm and friendly, and they always invite me to visit. I'm like, oh, plane ticket, let's go.
That's wonderful.
So I don't know. I'd like to go to all the places, to be honest. They're really
So, something you mentioned And I'm curious, does your program, like, should students all be studying Russian right now? Is there a language requirement? Or like, what languages would you recommend if there is? And, also, what else would you recommend for a student looking to become, a good applicant to your program? What can a high school student do?
Sure. I would just say keep up your grades generally. If you apply to the University of Kansas and are accepted, it's okay that if you didn't take a foreign language, that's okay. If you did, if you took Spanish, German, French, or another foreign language, that's awesome because you already started to see kind of how another language works. But there's not that many high schools right now that offer Russian, even though Russian is one of like 6, 7, 8 very major languages and used for communication all over the world. There's 300 million speakers of Russian, for example. So just keeping up your academics, showing that you're a serious student, because the classes that you would take for the bachelor's degree, probably involve writing, like if we're thinking about history classes, languages, cultures, political science, they consider like critical thinking skills. You might be writing papers or analyzing information. But really just keeping up your academics. Many students don't have like knowledge of those languages when they come. And that's why the government does fund major universities to offer language scholarships and to offer, to strengthen programs like this, because if you look at the news, we need people that can communicate with others in other countries to
Yeah,
establish peace and promote diplomacy and so forth, trade
absolutely.
and business in all different areas, humanitarian aid.
Mhm.
So having a second language, having proficiency in a second language can only help you. It opens a lot of doors.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
I know that my next session is coming soon, so I'll give you a chance. Do you have any final thoughts or things about your program that you'd like to share? I know you mentioned your contact information earlier, but before we close, do you have anything else?
Just want to emphasize that really we are in a global job market. And so having a knowledge of a second language and understanding the region, it may just be for something fun, like an adventure. Like I loved studying overseas and teaching. I taught English there and volunteered. So I lived overseas in both Russia and the Czech and Slovak republics together, probably like 2.5 years. And it was a life-changing experience. One, I think that if every student can have the opportunity to live overseas somewhere for a while, it's wonderful. Of course, when we're through with this pandemic.
Yeah.
But I would just say if you just want any more information about the program, please reach out. We're very interested in helping students craft the program that they desire,
Mhm.
whether it be, I'm interested in computer science and I also want to do Russian, or I'm interested in public health, and also Czech. So
Cool.
yeah, just get in touch with us and we'd be happy to visit with you.